Hi everybody, it's Lisa from Sutton's Days. It's hot today. It's very hot today, in case you can't tell from looking at me. So today, we're just going to talk about what we're doing today with the tomatoes that I started last night in the crock pot. So last night, we started a crock pot full plus of tomatoes cooking on high for 24 hours in the crock pot. When I woke up in the morning. Yeah, I woke up this morning. When I woke up this morning, they were cooked down, and so I twisted the lid to let it vent, and stuck the immersion blender in there because I just couldn't resist, and got those kind of mixed up a little bit, and then left it on high and went to work. When I came home, we were down to about a third of the depth of the crock pot of tomatoes. Nice, thick, yummy sauce. But I thought it had too many seeds in there, and the immersion blender doesn't beat up the skin and the seeds quite the way that my food processor did last year. So we found another way to deal with that. This is what our tomatoes have cooked down to. And it's probably, I'd say a third of the pot is full of seriously cooked down tomatoes. It's been going for about 22 hours now. And when I originally started this, the lid was sitting above the pot. So that's, extra tomatoes in there, and it cooked itself down. This morning, I twisted the lid to let all the moisture evaporate out of there, and this is what we're left with. Now, I put the immersion blender in there, and I beat it up a bit, and I'm so impressed with immersion blenders. But there are still some skins in there that are a little bigger than what I care to have. And instead of beating up the immersion blender anymore, I've decided to do this. I dumped everything from the crock pot into my largest measuring cup, which is an 8-cup measuring cup, 2 quarts, and it's just a smidge above 2 quarts or 8 cups. So now, very simply, we have a metal strainer, and it's got a fairly fine, it's not super fine, but it's fairly fine mesh to it. And I am going to, well, I was going to try to pour, but maybe I should wait. I'm going to hold that over a bowl and just strain it through there. And what I'm hoping to catch is the larger skins and the seeds. Probably not all of the seeds, but a fair amount of the seeds. Okay, so I'm just going to help it a bit here. Now, I tried a food mill, and that really didn't work. I turned it into more of a juice, and I really still do want it to be a very thick sauce. So the jury's out, because you see how, that's nice and thick right there. And it is seeds, but let's see how much of it I can get out here. Yeah, I think this will work well. I think this will work well. So I will come back when I get done with this. After straining it, this is what I have. Pardon me. So I'm going to dump this back in. Still a nice thick sauce. And I probably lost, let's see, about a half a cup. Okay, about a half a cup as a result of straining off the seeds and the skin. And I'm going to try straining it a little bit more, because as you can see, there's some liquid, but that is the result of straining that. Now, if you have one of those food mills that works, then this is probably a little bit easier. I don't know. I'm not totally convinced. But it's probably a lot less messy. I don't know. But either a food mill or a super, super fine meshed strainer. Okay. A little bit more. Not enough to make up a big difference, but enough. So that is what I have left to can now. And it is beautiful. It's a nice thick sauce, and it will work very well. So that was just an update on my tomatoes, how I do my sauce. There's no seasoning in there. There's no spices in there. Not even salt or pepper. It's just plain tomatoes. That's it. And that is because you never know what you're going to use it for. I will make some batches later on that have garlic in it, and those will be, well, garlic and tomatoes are never a bad combo, right? But I'm not going to start off with that. As you can tell, it's a little warmer today. Okay. So that's how I cook down our tomato sauce. Again, it's super easy, super simple. I work, so I let the crock pot do most of my work for me, where I don't have to babysit it and pay attention to temperatures and stirring and all that other stuff. I let it cook down for about 12 hours. Then when I got up this morning, I twisted the lid after I stuck the immersion blender in there and beat it up a little bit because I couldn't resist not doing it. You don't have to, okay? And then I put the lid back on it and let it cook down another, what did I come up with? 10 hours, another 10 hours. And that's when I came home and strained it through the strainer that I have. It's a very fine mesh strainer, so it worked out really good. And that crock pot netted me just under 8 cups of tomato sauce that I'm going to can up. And honestly, because it's kind of warm in here, because I'm sweating, it's probably not going to get canned up until tomorrow. But I'm going to start some more tomatoes so that I can do some more. I am going to can these in pints because that is what works best for Phil and I, because most of the time it's just the two of us, and I'm not opposed to opening up 2 or 3 pints, but I am opposed to wasting half of a quart. So that's all I have today for the pantry preparedness. You don't need a whole bunch of fancy tools to make tomato sauce, guys. You need a couple of simple ones and some determination. Okay. We will talk to you tomorrow, and tomorrow we will go over what to do moving forward with the information that we've gathered from our inventories and our eating habits and our shopping habits, and we'll get ready to get that pantry prepared. I hope everyone's having a really great day. I hope you're cooler than I am right now, and we'll talk to you again real soon. Bye-bye.